afternoon, folks. Time to wrap up August the 15th, 2014. Huge day. Big markets. Surprise news announcement today. Ukraine fires on Russian column. I think it was a Russian column. I'm just trying to read all the different news articles that came across an unauthorized checkpoint between the Ukraine and Russia. We don't know if the story's true or not. Ukraine says that they have. Russia says what column? So who knows? I want to just highlight this little area right here. We got this little block of buying in the 50 area, probably short covering, but these people are trapped. And then we got pretty good buying in the 44, 46 area. So this is S1 and S2. So we were guessing about 3 hours ago that we would close this market in the 45 area, plus or minus. Looks like it might be as high as 50. Okay, taking a look at the F1 screen, we have an outside day. That typically leads to a trading range day. It's a possibility, given the fact that this market will rally on no news, bad news, good news. We had identified this area down here, this 38.41, as potential support. And it held. Then we got this attractor right here, so a close in the 48 area might be within reach too. So 45 to 48 is where we're guessing the close. Outside day trading range. So it's okay to buy the with our setups, the 40 area, and it's okay to sell failure to take out this 50 area as it stands right now. We'll fine tune this when we go to the F2 screen, but a trading range is usually what outside days bring us. You had sellers, you had buyers. We close at middle. Neither of them got the upper hand. Now, fundamentally, the news this morning was mixed. You had Empire Manufacturing Index weaker and Michigan sentiment weaker than forecasted. Industrial production came in a tenth higher. Industrial production is a bigger, better number. It carries more weight. Okay, when we go inside this distribution area right here, you can see that we're still leaning B. So selling failure to take out this 50-52 area, I think, is the easiest trade. We do have some new news on Monday. National Home Builder Association's index is called at 53. Then 55, 57 would be sell 2 area. On the buy side, 40, 42, buy 1. And then our 35, 37 will be buy 2. Support beneath the market is in this 25 area structurally, then the 13 area. Those two big numbers. If you look at it structural wise, we should find a buyer below 20 and a seller above 70. Obviously today's high was what, 61 plus. So the market's definitely a B. It was driven down by news. Surprise, but not unexpected news. Russia and the Ukraine are shooting at each other, so. Okay, the note was higher today off of the news that broke the stock market, at least for one day. Definitely dealing with a higher low and a higher high, and we have a close less than mid-range. It's in the middle. So we can sell failure to take out resistance, but the first trade off of this screen is to be a buyer. You have F2 screen. Got the breakout from 14. have these single prints from 14 to 18. That is pretty good support. So buying 13 to 17, letting them come down beneath this on the assumption that the E-mini doesn't fall out of bed. If the E-mini falls out of bed this afternoon, you're going to be paying 21s. So this will be buy 1. And buy 2 will be 5 to 9. And again, I just can't see anybody getting too excited about the short side. What is Putin's next move? These guys are for real. They play hardball. They don't screw around. Their objective is to rebuild the Russian empire and take it back to the glory days, kind of like the Muslims going to redo the caliphate, right? So selling failure to take out 26 to 30 is the first trade, then 31 to 03 would be sell 2. And again, we do have news, but I don't think it'll have much impact. Okay, we do not want to be sellers if the E-mini is selling. It's pretty cut and dry. Okay, the knob spread is well north of 14 on the close. The big players are betting on economic weakness. Or war, one or the other. We're at 41.01, the last rotate down stopped at 29. I'm going to put into this single print side here, we'll make 21.25, buy 1, but it may take 29s to get in. Like to buy it a little cheap, 13 to 17. Because the knob spread continues to expand, we have to pay up to get in. On the sell side, we want to sell failure to take out the 7 to 12 area. Okay, gold's kind of interesting. It's a little bit tougher to call. Again, if it weren't for central bank intervention, it would be an easier call, but that's what makes it interesting. The big seller that comes in and slams it is a central bank. They really don't care. They started the selling at 1340. They're still there. The ironic thing is that they smash the futures big time and they pick up the pieces by buying the physical gold. So he would be thrown under the jail for doing that, but government, you know, governments in so many ways these days see themselves above the law. And look, we have 3 very large federal agencies right now that destroy evidence. And it's basically, yeah, we did it, and we're going to continue to do it, and there's nothing you can do about it. Catch us if you can. Well, you can do that if you have the judiciary and the legal system in your back pocket, too. We can't do that. I mean, imagine you going up to the IRS. Well, I lost my paper, my hard drive, and the rest of that. You're just going to have to take my word for it. Yeah, I'll fill out the forms. Give them to me. I'll fill them out again. You know, do what I say, not what I do. It is a privileged class. I have a couple of friends whose kids work in the government, and they are maxed out on every credit card, everything going, and they complain about not having enough money. But they can plan on a paycheck, the same paycheck every month. They can't get fired. But when they retire, they're millionaires. They don't know it. You can't get the retirement they have without having at least $1 million annuity. And they can retire much younger than anybody else can. But they don't think they're being fairly treated. And this political entrepreneur, this working for the government, the deal with the government a long time ago used to be, well, you'll get job security for less pay. That is no longer the case. It's not for the children. It's for the government worker. It's for the government union member. And I think we'll end up like Rhode Island, Sacramento, San Bernardino, other cities around Littleville in Alabama. It eventually gets to the point where you can't pay for it anymore. And then, you want something or nothing. City of Detroit, coming to other major northern cities close to you. Okay, we're at 1306. We rejected prices above 10, so 10 to 12 is sell 1. 2 is 15 to 17. On the buy side, 1300, 1302. Then 95 plus or minus. And this poor little kid that was, according to stories, he was a blood, had a long arrest record, known for violence. He wasn't just getting ready to go to college, but I mean, I don't know what the total story is, but he sure was stupid interfacing with a cop. But it will be used. Never let a good crisis go to waste. Give us more money, we'll solve these problems, whatever they might be, or perceived to be, or whatever they want. And some poor cop had to make a decision in a split second. Apparently he was getting beat up by this guy. And then all these riots get fanned and flamed by a press that's not really reporting all of the story. At least Al Sharpton got called out for what he was. And, it's funny, you're seeing more and more people from the black community and from the Hispanic community starting to blog or talk out about this less than promised delivery of goodies and goods and services. Okay, we have an attractor right here at 9750. So we can see right here that this 9750 area to 98 is our sell zone. And we talked about that, selling against 97 on the last update. And on the buy zone, it's against 95. This thing normally trades $2 to $3 increments, so we're at resistance. So selling 25 to 50 is S1. Selling 75 to the buck will be S2. On the buy side, we broke out from the 25 area, so 25 to 50 will be buy 1. And then 75 to 96 will be buy 2. And last but not least, the euro. I like to sell it, especially when it moves 50 ticks. Anytime it moves 50 ticks, I think you should fade this damn thing. Not to the downside. When it breaks 50 ticks, I don't think you should be a buyer necessarily, but when it rallies 50 ticks, I think you can be a seller. We're at 34 where we were, so we like the last rotate up stopped at 10. So we'll make 10 to 20, sell 1. 25 to 35, sell 2. On the buy side, we've got this 75 to 85 area, buy 1. Then 50 to 60, buy 2. And that's it, folks. August the 15th, 2014 is in the books, and we had another pretty good day, even though we had a big news surprise. We found ourselves, for the most part, on the right side of the markets, and that's nice to know. Not perfect, can't predict that type. Well, you can predict the type of news that came out of Russia and the Ukraine. But you just don't know when. So you're always one headline away from what happened today. You have to trade with protective stops. Y'all have a great weekend. It's going to be a hot one here in Wichita. I will see you bright and early Monday morning at 6:45 Central Time. I'm out of here.